It's the second week of August. You know what that means. Today we're going to be going over another football schedule preview, and today we're going to be going over the 2023 Auburn Tigers in the SEC West. So without further ado, let's get into it. In week 1, September 2nd, UMass, the University of Massachusetts, travels into the SEC into Auburn, Alabama at 3:30 Eastern Time on September 2nd. This is obviously one of them first game FCS, well, not FCS teams, but cupcake teams that usual SEC teams play. But I am, of course, going to pick Auburn on this one. Auburn's just, the better team, obviously. UMass probably paid to come play this game. And then in week 2, Cal, the Golden Bears, play at home as Auburn travels to California in a Big 12 SEC matchup. In a game that I don't see a lot of people talking about. I think this could be a really interesting game. Right here, I'm going to have to pick an Auburn to win this one. I think that they're going to come in there, and I think they're going to win. They're not going to win big, but I think this can be a really, really good game that nobody's really paying attention to. But in week 2, give me Auburn to defeat Cal. And then in week 3, September 16th, you have Samford against Auburn. Now, this is Auburn's homecoming pretty early into the season against the Samford Bulldogs. This is the homecoming game at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, like I said, September 16th. This is going to be another easy win, an FCS team that pays SEC team to play. Give me Auburn on this one. And then in week 4, you have Auburn traveling to Texas A&M. And then here is where it gets iffy. Texas A&M is an iffy team. They are not really the greatest team in the SEC, although they should with all the great recruits they have. But I do think that the crowd's going to be hot in College Station. I think that Auburn's going to get shocked, and I think that Texas A&M is going to win this one. And then the next week, you have Georgia traveling to Auburn. September 30th. I think this is also another obvious one. I have Georgia winning here. This is just, Georgia. I have Georgia going undefeated, winning the Natty, 15-0, blah, 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 three-peat, whatever. Georgia is going to mop the floor with Auburn. Auburn's a decent SEC team. They're not great. They're not bad. But this is a top-tier team. We haven't seen a team like Georgia in a while. So give me Georgia on this one, and I think they just murder Auburn in Auburn. And then you have the bye week. Then you have Auburn traveling to Baton Rouge, Louisiana to face off against the LSU Tigers. Tiger Bowl, I used to call this one. I think they still call it. Some people call it the Tiger Bowl. LSU and Auburn, two big rivals that usually gets a lot of people watching every year. LSU won the SEC West last year. I have them winning the West again this year. I do think LSU is going to win this one. And this is going to start a 3-3 record for Auburn this season. So give me LSU on this one. And then on October 21st, Ole Miss will travel to Auburn. I think that this is going to be that big step-up win after losing 3 straight to Texas A&M, Georgia, and LSU. I think Auburn's going to win this game very close. I don't know if Jackson Dart is even still with Ole Miss. I don't know if he graduated or transferred. I don't keep up with Ole Miss. They're not my team. But but still, I think Auburn's going to win, and they're going to keep it close here. And then the next week, October 28th, just a few days before Halloween, Mississippi State travels to Auburn. And I also think that Auburn's going to pick up the win here. I think that this is going to be a big game. I do think that Auburn's going to win this one very closely too. So give me Auburn against Mississippi State. And then November 4th, now this is a shocker here. Auburn travels to Vanderbilt in an interdivisional game in Nashville. I'm going to say it. Give me Vanderbilt. I know Vanderbilt has a lot of hype, and I think of all SEC teams they can beat, at least in the West. I don't know what West teams they play yet. When we go over Vanderbilt's schedule, we'll get to it then. But I think that this could be the one team in the West that they could beat out of the two West teams that they will play. I think they'll beat Missouri too. I think Vanderbilt, is going to be a better team than people expect this upcoming season. They'll still finish like 5th, 6th, or 7th in the East, but give me Vanderbilt in an upset in Nashville. And then in Fayetteville, Arkansas, you have Auburn traveling to Arkansas in a West game. KJ Jefferson, like I've said multiple times around, is a highly respected and talented quarterback with a crazy running back room. This is, in my opinion, I think Arkansas wins here. I think this is going to be at least a 2-touchdown plus win here. So give me Arkansas against Auburn. And then the next week you have New Mexico State Aggies at Auburn. This is, also a very obvious one. I've got Auburn winning here. This is a very small team coming out from the west of the U.S. Nobody really cares about the New Mexico team, so give me Auburn. And then in the Iron Bowl, you have Alabama traveling to Auburn. This is going to be the first Iron Bowl for Hugh Freeze. And if you didn't watch my Alabama video, you're going to be very shocked at my choice here. Give me Auburn to upset Alabama in Auburn. I know that this hasn't happened in a while. The last time that Auburn has upset Bama in Auburn, I believe was 2019? Yes, it was 2019. They won 48-45. And the last time they played in Auburn, it went into so many overtimes. It went into 4 overtimes, and Alabama barely won 24-22. So, give me Auburn in this one. I think with Bama's schedule, they will be playing LSU, Kentucky, and Chattanooga before Auburn. I do have them losing to LSU. Then I think that they're going to beat Kentucky and then Chattanooga and get cocky coming into Auburn. I think Auburn's going to upset Alabama. So that would be for a final record. This is 7-5 because I have them losing to Vanderbilt and Arkansas. So yeah, 7-5 with wins against UMass, Cal, Samford, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, New Mexico State, and Alabama. I do think that the record is going to be less because when you see a team that's 7-5 or 6-6 or 8-4, you're going to think mediocre to bad. I think Auburn's a better team than their record's showing. I mean, look how hard the schedule is. I mean, you play at a Pac-12 team. You play at Texas A&M. You have the number 1 team traveling to your stadium. You play at LSU. You have Ole Miss playing in your stadium. Then you have to travel to Vandy in Arkansas and then home against Bama. That's a very challenging schedule. And I think 7-5 is respectable for Auburn. I think 8-4 is the best possibility, and I think the worst could be 5-7, really, or maybe 6-6. But other than that, I think that is a good record. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below, subscribe, follow my Twitter and Instagram. The names are in the description below. Do whatever helps the algorithm of the channel. Go check out the other season prediction videos that I've made, and I will see you guys later.